You guys, we're headed out to one right now where the customer says he's trying to sell the home and he had a home inspection done. And the home inspector said the unit will run for a few minutes and then just cut off. So he had another contractor also look at this issue, and he was given a quote that he was not happy with. He did not tell me what they found, and I don't want to know because I'll do my own diagnosis. And we'll find out what's going on, and we'll give him a quote or fix it or whatever we got to do. If it runs for a few minutes and cuts off, the possibilities could be endless. I don't know what kind of system it even is. It could be communicating system. It could be anything. Could be a ductless unit. I don't know. So we're going to take a look, see what's going on. Let's go. I've kicked it over into heating mode because it doesn't specify whether it's heat or air conditioning they're having trouble with. So we're going to fire the furnace up too. Alright, well, it came on. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Why they have this partially blocked off like this. That's weird. That's really weird. What the hell? I don't get why they would do this. And that's been like this a very long time. I mean, there's another return upstairs, so I guess maybe it's an attempt to pull more return from upstairs. It's the best I can think. Okay, so it is the furnace, because it's cut off now. Ah, bugger. I didn't see any flash codes there. So it cut off. All the high limits were still closed after it cut off, so I'm going to let it run here for a few minutes and see if it cuts off again and see where I'm losing my call at. I did not reset power, so I'm hoping it gives some sort of error code if it cuts off 2 or 3 times. I don't like having this panel open because now I have more return. I have a 35-degree split right now, heat rise. But like I said, the high limit didn't appear open. I tested it as soon as it cut off and it was not open. Still have a W call. Limit switch is still closed. This one up here is a rollout, so if that trips, it will pop the little reset button. 41-degree heat rise. All right, the only thing I was able to conclude after 20-30 minutes watching it is the only thing that happens is coming out of the board. This blue wire is the call for our gas valve. It comes up, it goes through this pressure switch, and then it goes to the gas valve. When it drops out, it drops 24 volts off of this wire here, which in turn drops it going through. It doesn't drop it between here and here, it drops it coming out of the board. So with no error flash code or anything, the only thing I can assume is that the board is dropping the gas valve call for some reason. And I believe it is a defective control board. So I really wish I had a control board on me so I could see, but this one's a head scratcher for sure. That's the only thing that's dropping out. The limit switches are all staying intact. This pressure switch is staying intact. That's the only thing that's happening is I'm dropping 24 volts coming out of the board before it goes to this pressure switch and then before it passes to the gas valve. So like I said in review, 24 volts comes out of the board on this blue wire, goes in here, make sure this pressure switch is closed, goes through there, and then lands at the gas valve. Had this pressure switch been defective, I believe it probably would have gave us a pressure switch fault. Although I don't know that for sure. All right, I've got 2 meters set up here. This one here, the smaller one, is after the pressure switch, and my regular field piece meter is before the pressure switch. So I want to see which one cuts out first. If this one cuts out first, then I know it's coming from the board. If this one cuts out first, I know that the pressure switch is dropping the call. If they both cut out at the same time, oh, look at that. Okay, so this one cut out first. I don't know if this one had a lag or not, but that is going to, this one must have a lag because this one got its call from this one. I guess the easiest thing to do would be to jump this pressure switch out and see if it stays on, because this pressure switch only controls the gas valve. That's it. We should not get a pressure switch error by bypassing this one, because like I said, this only controls the gas valve. It would have no idea what's going on. It's still cutting off with the pressure switch bypassed. We have a problem with our board here. It's killing the 24 volt call to the gas valve. That's what it is. So we need a new one. We are back with the parts. So we're gonna get them put on and see if this fixes our problem. Let's go. All right, moved you guys up top to give you the full view. About to fire this thing up. Push this guy in and kind of just keep her pushed in with the screwdriver. Turn that back on. All right, and I'm just going to jump out W so I can control it from my jumper wire. See what happens. It's still running. Once I confirm this is all done, there's some other stuff I'm going to do. Again, typically wouldn't run this with this blower door open, but I wanted to test everything. I'm going to let it go for a few more minutes and just to make sure it doesn't cut out. Then I'm going to button this portion up and check the pressure switches, check the draft inducer, and check the gas pressure. Although I already checked this pressure switch when I was here the other day, I just want to confirm this one's good. I did find out the other contractor wanted to replace the draft inducer. And, you know, getting it from the homeowner was saying they said it wasn't creating enough pressure to activate a sensor. And the only thing I could think is they thought it was cutting out on pressure switch mid-cycle, I guess, but I wasn't on that path at all. I don't see why they were on that path, and on top of all that, it wasn't throwing any error codes. It was not throwing a pressure switch error code, so I don't know how they were on that path, but I guess they were. We got the manometer hooked up. Let's see if I can get you guys in a little tighter. Maybe not. Got the manometer hooked up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I might be able to get you closer, but I replaced the blower capacitor also. It's a 7.5. It was coming in around 6.7, so went ahead and replaced that. Mounted it down here. I liked it better down there. Yeah, we're about to fire it back up and check gas pressure. .56 is pretty good. It could potentially come down a skosh, but I'm not that worried about that. Oh, and I switched these two wires around too, the red and the blue. I hope those up backwards, so I had to switch them around. Sensor out too. That could certainly use a cleaning. Alright, got her cleaned up nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in. It goes right here. Alright, so that pressure switch there is 1.5. and we're pulling 2.2 off the draft inducer. So I'd say that switch is pretty good. Alright, and pulling from the heat exchanger, we got 0.19, and that is a 0.4 pressure switch. Got our gas valve fixed. Alright, I turned it on by the thermostat. I closed the blower compartment. So we're going to let this thing run and run and run and run.